This is a mural that I did when I was designing the house. And this is our home, and I have two things to show you. I forgot to number each one, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of these are very similar, and it took a long time to do the jigsaw puzzle. Okay. After having the real nightmare of doing the door and couldn't fit the pieces together, it took a long time. I have many, many, many pieces, as you can see. I numbered each one starting from left to right and following all the way down. I can't remember how many that was put in here, but some of them are quite large. By the way, this is where the heat came. So you have a large fireplace, and the very first winter, we never turned the heat on. We used the fireplace. So the heat came out here. There's fans here. You turn the fan on, and it shoots out warm heat. So anyway, it gives you an idea. When I first started this, I didn't have anything in mind at all. I just let my feelings, natural feelings, fall in. What balances, what doesn't balance. Generally, I don't like symmetrical things, but that's just my problem. Well, it is your problem. If you have everything very, very symmetrical, people have a tendency, when you look at something that's unexpected, they say, oh, that's fascinating. I like how the lines here, kind of repeat each other, but in a different form. And here you have a perfect circle, which is the only thing in the composition. So it gets a lot of attention if it's the only piece that is very symmetrical. So I tried to have a variation of line, and so it's not boring. If you have one, like an apple here and an apple here, people just kind of go away and they don't pay any attention to it. They saw it and okay. But with something very unusual, they will be sucked in and looked at it. They really will look at it. So that's what I was aiming for. Now, what I would do normally, I'd probably do about a dozen of these, and then I'd pick out the best 1 or 2 or 3 that I really liked. And then the rest go in a bucket to soften up the clay again and try again. A lot of artists, particularly Picasso, did things that's very similar to this with painting. He took a subject matter and maybe made 20 paintings on it. Put them in a closet. 10 years later, he opened it up and said, oh, I really like that one. I really like that one. The other ones were burned or destroyed. Not just Picasso, but I would say many, high percentage of artists do that. So you get the feel of it, what attracts you, and I say, well, that doesn't work. So I get rid of it. The only thing I need to do is kind of go over the edges. Now, as this dries, I'll be watching it very, very carefully and try not to make any changes at this point, but just so you don't cut yourself on the edge. Okay? Now, when this gets leather hard, which will probably be 2 or 3 days from now, then I'll go flip it over and I'll dry this slowly because too fast of drying has a tendency to warp. So what you really need now is just the time, and it'll probably take 3 days before I finish it, and then I will put a glaze on it, probably all one color.